All right, welcome to another edition of Blue Jay Banner. Today, we're going to continue with our series of catching up with former Creighton assistants who are now head coaches. And today, we have the pleasure of being with my good buddy, head coach of the Murray State Racers, Ryan Miller. Hi, Coach.
How's it going, Tim? I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, yeah, anytime, man, anytime. We're just so excited to get the season started and, really excited. I want to just kick it off because I saw you on with Goodman and Doster earlier this week. And, that Field of 68 thing right up the road in Sioux Falls. So I'll be able to go. That'll be awesome. And take it on Omaha. I mean, it's got to kick off the season. That's just got to be tremendously exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting when Doster and Goodman hit me up when I got the job here. They're doing that Field of 68 event in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and being from Mitchell, South Dakota, and my mom and dad live in Sioux Falls, and my brother Jared and my sister Chelsea live in Sioux Falls, and just all the family that's up there. And being able to coach the opening season game in Sioux Falls, South Dakota was an opportunity that we couldn't refuse, and we're just lucky to have the opportunity.
Yeah, knowing those two dudes, they set you up with like getting them fed. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, it's no, it's a heck of an opportunity for us. I mean, obviously playing Omaha, win the Summer League, so we'll have a big time challenge ahead of us. Omaha is a really good basketball
Yeah.
team and defending champions of the Summer League conference, which is a good basketball league that we know, Tim. So it's gonna be a heck of a challenge, and it's gonna be fun to do because some of the regional ties.
Yeah, and not only that, like, it's kind of the secret's kinda gotten out, but the Pentagon was a secret for a while, and now there's so many preseason events going on there that people have gotten to see it. It's a tremendous facility.
Did a awesome event there a couple of years ago. We played BYU in the Pentagon. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
I think it was my first year there, so it was 4 years ago. Man, time flies. But 4 years ago, we were up there playing BYU, and a really good basketball game. And what a facility and what a place to host a college basketball game, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, so, let's how has it been, this transition and, you're into practice now? How has everything gone so far?
It's been really good. It's made it a little easier is the having guys I've coached before, whether it's Fred Ding, Mason Miller, or Ben Schultzberg, that kind of know our identity and what we're doing here at the Murray State, both on a offensive and defensive scale. So it's been good having those guys here.
But, let's look at some of your roster. I'm intrigued a little bit by the 2 French guys, Roman and Matthias. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we hit the transfer portal pretty hard, getting guys like Fred, I said, Mason Miller, Ben Schultzberg that know our system. And then what we wanted to do is hit the international market. But with the age of NIL and rev share, the guys that traditionally wouldn't come over to play college basketball are now coming over to play college basketball. And most of them are more ready, but just because the system of club system and they're a little bit older. So we were really wanting to take advantage of that. And then if you look at France in general has been producing some of the best basketball players in the world next to the U.S. And we
Yeah.
really want to utilize that marketplace and get in there and put a footprint down. And being able to get Ramon Damone, who's a 6'8", versatile player, reminded me a lot of my brother when he was younger, my brother Mike. His ability to put the ball on the floor, his ability to shoot the ball, and his versatility at that size was something that was very intriguing for us. So we were able to go over there and get him. And then Matisse Cobon, very good player, 6'5", athletic, skilled player too. So getting 2 guys out of the international market, particularly France, was pretty awesome for us and a great credit to our staff.
Yeah, I would think he's gonna be a big mismatch with his size and versatility, like, in the valley when you get into the valley.
Yeah, guys that are 6'7" and 6'8", I mean, he can play inside, he can play outside, he can guard multiple positions. I mean, whatever league you're in, whether you're in the Valley, whether you're in the Big East, those guys are hard to come by, and we're lucky to have them on.
Ben Schultzberg, a guy you're very familiar with, as am I, and a guy that, shows a lot of potential. What are you gonna try and untap with him to make him, very successful this season?
Yeah, so obviously I recruited him and we recruited him at Creighton. Was with us for a year before he transferred to UCSB. Great leader, does all the right things, knows our offensive system, both offensively and defensively. So a really good basketball player, and he's a really good leader that knows what we expect and what kind of culture we're trying to build here at Murray.
Let's move along with, I gotta ask you about Fred. I mean, I just think Fred's ready for a tremendous season this year. How has he looked so far in the transition?
Yeah, so like I tell Fred, he's not the Fred King that's the backup to Ryan Kelkbrenner anymore. He is going to be a guy that's a lot is demanded of him. Um, he is 6'9". He is lost some weight. He's around 10% body fat now. We got him in good shape. There's a lot expected for him. He's going to be asked to play big minutes. He's going to ask to rebound the basketball, and he's going to be asked to be a big cog of what we're doing, both offensive and defense. We need to score in the paint. We need to score in the offensive glass. He can provide that when he's playing without being tired. And then defensively, he's able to hold down the paint with his size and athleticism. So a lot is going to be expected of Fred for our system and our style of play. And
Yeah.
I think he's ready for it. I don't, spending 3 years going against Ryan Kelkbrenner every day, one of the best centers, obviously, in college basketball, the 34th pick in the NBA draft this past spring, or this past summer, I should say, has hopefully got him ready for this moment. And he deserves it. He's worked very hard, and now the moment's here, and he's going to have to be ready for it because a lot is going to be expected of him.
And maybe some Murray fans that aren't, familiar with Fred, I always say this, he's really good. He really looks really good coming off the bus, doesn't he, coach?
I mean, if you look at his opportunities he had when Kalkbrenner was out, which was very limited times, he was a double double or close to a double against really high level
Yeah.
competition, whether it was Notre Dame, whether it was Marquette, where he had really good games, statistical games against both those teams. The thing about Fred is going to be he has to get his condition right because we want to play him. We want him out there as much as possible. And when he's in tip-top shape and when he's playing at 100% and not tired, he is really effective both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, are you gonna have to keep him off that 3 point? He's starting to inch into maybe taking some 3 pointers. You're gonna have to keep him off that 3 point line.
Yeah, we'll give him one a game. If he makes it, we'll give him two. We'll give him the Kalkbrenner treatment that we had at Creighton. You make your first, you get your second. But if you don't, then we'll go back inside.
We're talking with head coach Ryan Miller. And also Mason, I think this is a great reset. Mason's struggled through injuries the last couple of years, and it's kind of really slowed him down, but he can do so many things for you.
Yeah. Again, a kid, obviously, I know him intimately, being his uncle and coaching him for 4 years at Creighton, both through his redshirt years and then through his 3 years as a eligible player. Mason, obviously, 2 years ago, he led the Big East in three-point shooting at 45%. Helped us to advance to the Elite Eight while we were at Creighton. Helped us go to the Sweet 16 when we were at Creighton. So had a down year last year. Started with a broken foot in summer, so he was playing catch up all season
Yeah.
long. Got his confidence and never got his footing, I should say. Use that term. So he just was a step behind last year, and hopefully this year he gets his confidence back and gets some rhythm and can have a really good year for us.
Couple other players that you brought in that could make a big impact right off the get go.
I mean, I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, credit our coaching staff, whether it's Coach Mullins, Coach Neal, Coach Johans, Coach Jordan Verhulst, all of our staff. I'm obviously missing some of these guys, but they're all did an excellent job of putting together this puzzle. We have a bunch of guys, whether it's young guys like Tristan Ford or Brock Weiss, who is actually at Creighton with us too for a year and went to UNT and now transferred back, or JJ Trainer, who we're familiar about because he played at DePaul, versatile athlete that is really good, or Lane Taylor, who played at Central Arkansas, that, is our version of Stephen Ashworth, is just a 5'10" guy that flies around making shots and really, really, really good leader. His dad was a high school basketball coach in Arkansas. Our Dylan Anderson, who we recruited at Creighton too, so that ended up at Arizona and at Boise State. So we got size, we got versatility, we have a lot of really good players. Kid Javon Jackson, who played at UIC last year, who actually scored 30 against Murray State. So we have a lot of guys that can contribute. You even look at a guy like Braden Shorter. He's our version of Ryan Hawkins. He led the Division II in three-point shooting last year at 119 three makes. So we have a lot of guys, a lot of weapons that we can go to. And, we're really excited about our roster from top to bottom. I mean, again, another kid, KJ Tenner, played 15 minutes in the Big 12 last year for Darren DeVries at West Virginia. So we got a lot of guys, and the competition's tough. Playing time's going to be hard for us, coaching staff, to divvy out. I mean, the margins are small, and guys are going to have to separate themselves in the next couple of weeks.
Before we totally get off the roster, let's talk about your summer. I mean, you had a really good summer, and
Yeah.
those trips are always so beneficial.
Oh, for sure. I mean, one of the main things we wanted to do as a staff when I got here. So basically, we had a whole new staff, 15 new coaches, 15 new players. And how are we going to make a team in 6 months? Because I basically got hired 6 months ago, and the season's 16 days away from starting. you know, so we gotta get going. We gotta get going and we got to build this team. So we built this team over the summertime, and what we want to do is really have events and be event driven and having team camaraderie events. So one of those things was the international tour. We went to the Bahamas for 3 games, but more importantly, it was for the time spent together, getting to know each other, getting to know what makes each other tick. You know, what our likes are, what our dislikes are. Get personal. Our family, where we're from, do I have brothers and sisters, mom and dad, what do they do for a living? All those things that I wanted us to know as staff members and also players to get to know each other really well on a more intimate level. So having that at summertime, we really took advantage of those situations, especially the Bahamas foreign tour event.
Was that at the Baja Mar Resort too? Is that where it was? That's a
Yes,
pretty sweet place. I checked that out before.
yeah, it's my first time there, and a lot of guys' first time there. But yeah, to be able to take Fred King back home too to the Bahamas,
Yeah,
Baja Mar Resort, yeah, it's A plus plus, so it's really nice.
yeah, absolutely. So, you have spent time uh, at a lot of places and a lot of great mentors along the way, and it had to be great when, you got the job and all these guys from Calipari, McDermott, all the way down talked about you. Uh, do you kind of like? Is it kind of like a mix of all these guys that you're taking together and building a program?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I think I can bring it all the way to my roots. Growing up in Mitchell, South Dakota, playing for a legendary high school coach in the area, a guy named Gary Munson, where we won state championships. Installed a lot of discipline, a lot of competitive desire there from the get go. But from Gary Munson to Bob Olson, who I played for at Northern State University, through all these great coaches and legendary coaches I worked for throughout my journey, having the being lucky enough, I should say, to be able to coach for and work for guys like John Calipari and Tony Barbie and Dave Rice and Jamie Dixon and Steve Alford, and then obviously my experience with Coach McDermott over there at Creighton. I just you taking bits and pieces from everybody. I mean, Calipari had a marketed program, the toughness, uh, Dixon rebounding and really keep the game simple. Then McDermott, how do you execute game plans and how do you scheme opponents and how do you take advantage of your players offensively through schematics? I'm taking all these bits and pieces from all these coaches to come up with my own identity and what we want to do here as a staff.
What was it, about Coach McDermott's system that you're kind of implementing a lot of that with your program? What was it about his system?
It's probably the same reason I went to work for him. I had a really good job with Coach Dixon as associate head coach at TCU in the Big 12. And Coach Dixon's a legendary coach, one of the best coaches I've had the luxury to work with. A very great basketball mind that kept it really simple on the basketball court. You're gonna defense and offense rebound. You're going to guard the basketball. You weren't going to turn the ball over. So to leave that position and to go to Coach McDermott, whereas a lot of his success is based on flow offense, being able to utilize pick and roll reads at a high level, scheming opponents' weaknesses and taking advantage of those weaknesses through schemes. All those things that I was able to learn from and learn with Coach McDermott and his great staff that he has there and was there with me when I was there for 4 years. A lot of those offensive tools, particularly breaking down opponents and scheming against them offensively and defensively to a certain degree, but particularly the offensive flow and the offensive pace that we want to play with here at Murray State.
Okay, I can't let you go. You just mentioned great staff you had to work with. There's a guy you worked with quite a bit,
Yeah.
very close to him, Derek Kellogg, former great point guard at UMass, former head coach at UMass. What was it like working with him the last couple of years, and what did you glean from him?
Well, I started in this business. I was an entry level position with Coach Calipari at Memphis, and Derek was one of the lead assistant coaches and recruited one of the best teams in the country. And put us in position to go to the Elite Eight and Final Fours. And just being able to learn from him when I was younger. I was a 26-year-old assistant coach, and he was pretty young at the time too, but he's been in the business and he was working with Cal for a while because as a player, he played at UMass and helped him go to NCAA tournaments. I think the farthest they got was Elite Eight, but being the point guard for Calipari teams and be able to work with Calipari and understand the collegiate Division One system and style of play and what it takes to win and how you recruit this level was very important to me. And then obviously when we had staff change with Coach Huss, one of my other unbelievable friends in the business, one of my best friends in the business, took the High Point job, and the ability to hire Coach Kellogg with Coach Mack and having that I remember talking to Coach Mack when it happened. We were talking about who we're going to hire as assistant coach, and he asked me about a couple guys, and I said Coach Kellogg, and he goes, "Why Coach Kellogg?" And I go, "Because I saw him do it. I saw him do it with Coach Calipari. They took a team at Memphis, and that were NIT bound to the national championship. And if Mario Chalmers doesn't make a 3-pointer, they probably win a national championship at Memphis. And he was one of the lead assistants with Tony Barbee on that staff. So I saw him do it before. So I knew he was capable of bringing excellence. And, it was awesome to work with him and for 2 years that we were together. And obviously he's a really good friend and a mentor of mine.
Did he ever give you any hair tips?
He shows me what the kind of gel you need to get at Walgreens.
He tries that with you, so it's not just me, because every time he sees me, he's like, he grades how well I'm doing with my hair.
Oh, for sure. He thinks you copied him. He said, "I came to town and you went with a pushback." He says, that's what he said. You copied
Yeah,
him.
okay. Whatever, dude.
He takes credit for it.
Well, yeah, that shocking, right?
Yeah, no question.
Uh, Coach, it's wonderful to catch up with you. Thanks. I'm so excited that I'm gonna be involved in a lot of stuff we're gonna do this year
Awesome.
with Murray State. It's awesome. And hey, you know what? It's only a month away. We'll see
Yeah.
you in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. November 3rd. I mean, would love to have a bunch of fans from Omaha come up there, whether you're cheering for us or against us. It'll be a fun event.
All right. Thanks
All
so
right.
much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Have a good day. Thanks, Tim.